Source, WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, time for Professor Gadget, better known as Jim George, or I don't know, maybe your nickname is more better known. Jim is here from American Cable Services. Jim owns American Cable Services, and he helps us on the radio by explaining technology to us because we don't get it all the time. So if you have a question about your cable, about your cell phone, about anything technical in nature, this is a good time to have those questions answered. The number is 622-9622. We welcome and invite your calls. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
So I have a question from the cable part of what you do.
Yeah.
Can you tell that a lot of people are tuning into the Olympics?
If there's a set-top box present, then the set-top box reports back to like Nielsen and such what channel they're on and how long they're on it. Yes.
Okay.
But if a person goes to a website, the same thing. The website has a counter, and it tells how many people are on the website and how long they're on it. But if it's just like Channel 2 off the air and you have your own TV, the answer is no.
Okay.
But they estimate. They have a pretty good idea of the ones that are non-cable related.
So does the old way of doing the Nielsen ratings, is that completely different than the new way?
Yes.
Because
the old way they called you on the phone.
Yeah.
You ever watch ESPN? No. Okay, thank you. And click hang up. If you say yes, okay, did you watch this? Did you watch that? You know. So with the set-top box, it reports back. They know exactly what you're watching and how long.
And I wonder how things have changed with radio. What's the company that does that for radio? Gosh, I should know this. What is it called?
Gallup. The Gallup polls.
Oh gosh, my mind's a blank now.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. They would send you $1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
A nice, crisp, brand new $1.
Look at
Arbitron.
That's it.
Is that it?
Arbitron.
Arbitron. Yeah, they would say, and I wonder if their technique has changed at all.
I don't know.
With technology, I don't know.
You can't really monitor a radio for two-way. It's one way only, to the radio. That's it.
When you don't pay your bill, your cable bill,
Yes.
when a customer doesn't pay his or her bill,
Yes.
do you have the ability to turn off their cable from your office, or do you have to go to their house?
No, in my particular case, I don't have the ability yet, but when the set-top box is there, the answer is yes.
Okay.
We just type it in and it turns it off.
Okay.
That's what Cox does, Comcast, Bright House.
They can do it all.
They turn it
all
off
of them do that.
remotely. Yeah. And they can also force tune your your box, to go to a certain channel, and that channel is a communications channel that says, if you're viewing this channel, that means that you haven't paid your bill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so please call this number.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. It's called force tuning.
Is it entertaining? I mean, if I haven't paid my bill, at least I have something to look at.
No, it's just that channel. That's alphanumeric. Please pay this bill.
Please pay the bill.
Yeah, very interesting.
Well, with all the choices you offer, you would think that paying a bill is more affordable, maybe not easier, but more affordable than it once was. Because once upon a time, weren't we all stuck with packages that we didn't all want everything?
Well, packages are still present, and that's the problem with Cox and the rest of them. You have a large package that you have to pay, even though you only watch 7. I had Matt Wilkerson over to the house last night. He came over and he explained to my wife and gave her a new Verizon phone. He's the Verizon guy. And did a very good job of explaining the type of program that I have on my cell and why it's different from the one she has, and gave her a nice large, screen cell phone. Mm-hmm. And I asked him the same question because he was asking me about the TV part. And I said, how many channels do you watch? The national average is 7. He said, I probably average 7. But then again, my wife averages 7. So, and those 7 could be different.
Yeah, right.
So how will we do that? I said, well, you either put 14 channels on the same box, and therefore you pay for 14 channels. And
oh my gosh!
Or you put 7 on one box and 7 on a different box, and whoever wants to use that certain remote, that's what they watch.
That makes sense. Yeah. That just
make it very easy.
It's so much more affordable that way.
It is.
I mean, spending whatever you pay for 200 channels when you're only looking at 7.
Yeah, that's like
That's-
$90 a month.
Yeah.
$96 a month. I
Well,
think.
Prism is up over $150 a month. And when I signed up with Prism, it was $29.95 2 years ago.
Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years
So
time.
that's why I'm anxious myself to finish my own, so I can get off
Yeah.
of that $150 a month. So,
The whole community is waiting
so
for
when
you.
you see these things,
Yeah, we are.
DirecTV, sign up $29.95. Prism 20. That's like for the first 30 days, the first 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then they say, oh, if you want that program, we'll keep it on, and that's going to increase it by $20. And you go, okay, $20.
Oh, okay,
Then they
okay.
call you and say, well, you're watching, and before you know it, you're up over $150.
Oh my gosh!
Unbelievable. Now they get you. They definitely get you. That's why I'm anxious to launch, because we're going to, give you about 40 channels for like $9.95. And those 40 channels are basically ABC, NBC, CBS, all of the off-the-air channels, including the Weather Channel and a few other that we're going to throw in there like CNN, so that you have a full package. If that's all you want, you're fine. And you paid $10.
The other day everybody's talking about the Olympics, and I don't have TV, and so I went to see does anybody stream the Olympics? And long story short, yes, NBC does. So they have a website. It might have been NBC.com. I don't remember. But the point is, I was sitting in my chair like I was watching a TV.
Yes.
And I was seeing commercials come on just like normal TV. And I thought, well, this is the way it should be done.
Yep.
Like, I can't stand it when you're watching like a video on YouTube and then just in the middle of everything, here's a commercial.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the way TV has always done is that, we'll be right back after this.
Yep.
And you say, okay, well, here's this.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know why they can't do that on the internet. I mean, they are doing it. I don't know why they all don't do it, I should say.
Well, every channel has, I shouldn't say every channel, there are many channels that they stream also to you. Like you got Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck's got The Blaze.
But you have to pay for the Blaze.
Right. If you want to get The Blaze, it's going to cost you like $13. If I want to get The Blaze and resell it to you, it's going to cost me like $7. And then I have the right to sell it for the same price that he does. Let's say $13. I told him I ain't paying $7 for it. The customer wants it. They can. There's no way I'm paying $7 for one channel to give it to whoever wants it for $13. I'd feel like I was highway robbing. I mean, there's no one channel worth $7 or $13. I mean, even HBO is only $12 for 10 HBO channels.
Oh my gosh.
But why don't they? But why don't they just exist? I'm trying to think of a good word here. Survive. That's a good word. On the advertisements, like we used to in the old days. That's how we brush your teeth with Pepsodent. That's what put on the
right.
TV
That's
show.
right. Worked for me.
Exactly.
The Texaco,
Right.
Texaco Star Theater. Remember that Texaco Star
do.
Theater?
I do. Yep. I remember that guy coming out in the red suit. Yeah, there's just the whole marketing genre for TV has gotten to a point where it has to change. It just has to change. You cannot continue doing what you've always done. You just can't do it.
Yeah, because I got the really basic package from Bright House. I pay $35 a month. And I've got like 18 channels, but a couple of those channels are Spanish channels,
Right.
but I don't speak Spanish. So, if I could choose my channels, that
Right.
way my bill would be cheaper.
Exactly.
There was one Spanish channel I like. It's the Spanish Weather Channel.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You guys
boy.
love that
that's a
channel.
good one.
Oh, boy.
That is a good one, Jim. Have you seen this one? Caliente.
Oh, boy.
Caliente. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. That's where we do look below the bathing suit.
That's right.
Yes, we look. Yes,
Right.
we do. We look below, above, and everything in between.
Of course, I was telling my wife earlier, I got to rush home. Today is National Sausage Day. And so I'm glad I'm Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Good, good.
Really?
Yes,
Nice.
yes, and also the day of that new movie called Sausage Party or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, get the bun out, honey.
Barbie.
I'm coming home.
Jim George is here, dropping innuendos.
We're
Jim,
having a good time. You ought to have a good time too. It's Friday.
let me ask you this about recording nowadays.
Yes.
Recording movies, etc.
Yes.
Let's see. If I were to do this, it would take up all the a lot of memory on my computer. It takes up a lot of memory, right? One movie.
It depends how it's recorded, but yes.
So those little boxes that people use for their TVs, DVR, is that what they call them now? Okay. Can you hook up that to your computer instead of downloading it to your hard drive on your computer? Can you download it to one of those boxes, or do you have to?
You could do an external hard drive.
Oh, external hard drive.
Sure.
Is that all the DVR
That's
is?
basically what it is.
Okay.
You'd have to have a communication idea. In other words, the hard drive won't know what to record until you tell it what to record. It's a dumb box until you tell it. So you would have a software, and there's many of media player softwares out there, and you just load it in your computer, and then when you want to store a movie, you just go into media player and say save, and they'll say save where on the C drive, and you'll say no, save it on the F drive or whatever drive you want, and it'll save it.
Jim George is here. We'll take a little break and take your phone calls, by the way, if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back with Jim after this. Remember, American Cable Services, keep your ear to the ground, or whatever they say, because one of these days they're going to have an announcement where you'll be able to get American Cable Service and finally have the a la carte or the small packages instead of gigantic packages, and make it more affordable for everybody, not just for the community. Right now you have only one community, right?
Right.
So we'll be right back with Jim after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, times of sun and clouds with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon and evening. It'll be dry, though, along the coast, the high 89 to 93. And patchy clouds later Friday night, low 72 to 76. For Saturday, partly sunny. There can be a thunderstorm around, mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior, the high 90 to 94. Sunday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm. In the morning at the coasts, from midday on elsewhere, high 89 to 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hey folks, the fabulous summer blowout is rolling along at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. How about roses? Roses and more roses. Bob Wine's has double red and double pink knockout roses starting at just $12.99. Gorgeous drift roses, only $9.99. And listen, Bob has sun and shade-loving budded camellias starting at only $9.99. And still going on, that fabulous deal on crepe myrtles. Purple, pink, lavender, white crepe myrtles, regularly $9.99. Now you get two for $5. The fall veggies are available, and they're just $2.99 for a jumbo 4-pack. Check Bob Wine's CameliaGardens.net for more deals. Then run, don't walk, to Bob Wine's on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. We'll see you there this weekend.
Are you ready to be inspired? Are you ready to hear a message of hope? If so, join me, William F. Stiles, inspirational speaker, live right here every Friday morning on WOCA, 9:35 a.m. Learn how you are amazing right now, today. Learn to see how special you are. Join me Friday morning, 9:35 a.m.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
WWOCA,
Be sure to tune in to Ocala's longest-running morning radio talk show.
AM Ocala Live from 7 a.m. till noon, weekdays.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
WOCA.
19 minutes after 9 o'clock, Jim George is here from American Cable Services. Your phone calls are welcome. The number is 622-9622. Jim, there was a story this morning about you could buy a $30 radio receiver and do something if you knew how to do it, and hack into the key system of how many tens of millions of vehicles sold by Volkswagen over the past 20 years. They go from 1995 through this year. Mm-hmm. So these keyless entries, you could actually break into a car with a $30 piece of whatever.
Easy. That's why they actually sell door locks. If you go to any locksmith or even Lowe's or Home Depot, you'll see a nice locks, and it's got a keypad where you can touch it, and it's flat screen, so you can touch it and put your code in. And they also have it where you can put your thumbprint in, so it's really high scale, right? Or you can just call it up with your cell phone and unlock the door. In other words, your cell phone, when you get in a proximity, okay. But I can take my cell phone and unlock your door.
Oh,
It's terrible.
Oh, no.
They're just not there yet. The technology gets way ahead of the security and way ahead of the proportional stuff that you need. So,
well, and you were saying that Europe has exceeded us as far as capacity, but we've exceeded them as far as security, right?
Security, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have better middleware security, like scrambling HBO and Showtime so you can't get it, but they have a better way of delivering it and with smaller packages, so you need less bandwidth. I mean, right now I could deliver a 40 megabit movie from HBO at 1.5 meg. You see how much I compressed that from 40 all the way down to 1.5?
Yeah, really.
So if you had a poor internet connection, let's say you had 5 meg, you could still watch a high definition movie. Unbelievable.
Oh, okay.
And it's coming down. It's going to be down to where it's going to be like 0.5 meg for a movie.
The security part reminds me of the early days of the garage door openers where everybody could open up everybody else's garage door.
Yes.
Remember that?
Mine does it.
We have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
I can tell you how you can watch HBO and Cinemax free.
How?
Take 4 CDs, put them on a 2-inch roll of duct tape. Roll the duct tape around the CDs. Unplug your cable. Now, it works for Dish and DirecTV. Unplug it from your wall. Slide the 4 CDs about 2 inches apart down through there. Put a little tape on and tack them, hole in there, and make sure that the part records is facing the wall. Plug the cable back in. Unplug your box for 10 seconds, plug it back in. Unplug your TV for 10 seconds, plug it back in, and then turn it back on, and you'll have HBO Cinemax free.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that.
No.
Now, it don't work for Prison TV, because I tried that. It don't work, but it'll work for Direct. It'll work for Dish, and it'll work for the White House. And believe it or not, you're 100% legal because you're before the box. And you own the cable.
So what is the science behind that? Do either of you know, Jim? Or
I don't know. There's something about the waves that goes through the cable and the coax. It hits the CDs, builds up, goes back into that box, and releases it.
Wow.
Somehow, some way, but it's amazing. Try it. You'll see I'm right.
Okay. All right. I'm waiting for Jim's reaction.
At 65, I got nothing better to do but play and venture. Right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for the call.
Bye.
Wow. What are your thoughts on that?
I can't even picture it. I really can't picture it. CD, just a disc sitting there.
I know. Just we'll have to listen to what he said again so we can maybe visualize it better.
Can't visualize it.
Wow. I wonder how he learned to do that. Or did he invent that?
Could have been trial and error. Maybe the power went off one day, he turned it back on and went, wow, I got HBO.
But I think he's wrong about something. And tell me if you think I'm right or he's right. That I think it is illegal. If you're supposed to pay for something, I think you're probably still supposed to pay for it.
Well, if they deliver it to you, I have a neighbor who's in the law enforcement business.
Oh, okay.
And Cox gave him a box, and he gets everything. Now, he pays for the basic, but he gets everything. All the movies, all the pay-per-views, everything. And but he's only paying for the basic.
So they made a mistake.
They made a mistake. He gets it all.
Okay. So there's nothing illegal then about that?
That's what he says. He says, no, nothing illegal. He says, I pay my bill. It's their box. They can come and grab it whenever they want to. I'm just renting it. But I'm never going to complain about it. I get everything I want.
Really?
But there's ethics involved. I couldn't
There
do
is
that.
ethics involved.
The other day we went to what was that restaurant called? Olive Garden. We went to Olive Garden, and we had the soup and salad. It's cheap, but we also had coffee and water, right?
Yeah.
So Robin had water, which is free, and I had coffee. So they have this kiosk at the table where you can pay for everything.
Sure.
So I go to the kiosk and it said that I owed $2.98. I said $2.98. It should be more than that.
Yeah.
And I looked at the itemized stuff, and all it was charging me for was the water and the coffee. So I said, oh my gosh, we got to tell them. And so I told them, and of course they changed it. So, oh my gosh, thank you for telling us. Because literally we could have said, well, nothing illegal.
Yeah, we paid.
Exactly.
Push the card through the thing and pay the $2.98 and get out of there. And then the rest of my life I would have felt guilty
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've gone to, I think it was Office Depot once and bought a bunch of office stuff. It came to like $20-something, and I gave the lady a $50 bill. Just been to the bank, I think it was on a Friday, and she gave me change back for $100. Well, I didn't know. She gave me the change back, and I put it in my pocket, and I go out to the car, and I load everything in, and I get my receipt out, and I get my money out of my top pocket, and I'm just going to pin it to it so I can sort it out when I get home. And I'm seeing that she gave me, so I had to go all the way back in and say, you gave me too much money. Well, she argued with me that she didn't, but they came over and they checked the till, and sure enough, she would have been out $50.
Oh, gosh, my goodness. Wow.
Well, good for you.
But sometimes you just have to do that. That's just, and I can see being a couple of bucks, but not $50. Oh.
Yeah, no.
One of the stories that really had me intrigued this week that has to do with technology is the Extreme Milkshake. Have you seen this Extreme Milkshake?
I have not seen an Extreme Milkshake.
The Extreme Milkshake hasn't come to Ocala yet.
Is it a movie?
No, it's a milkshake. But it's extreme. I mean, it's got waffles and it's got ice cream. Well, they all have ice cream. It's got everything in it. You got to see the Extreme Milkshake. And now I'm wondering about this. This is technological in nature, which is why I'm bringing it to your attention. The other story that seems to be trending is the foodie nudie places.
Yes.
You go to a restaurant and you get a white robe, and then you go sit down and take the robe off, and so you're eating naked with your Extreme Milkshake. Yeah. I can tell by the look on your face that you're picturing this right now.
Yeah. A sight for sore eyes. Hello, Ma. No.
Yeah. So, they're not allowing, by the way, cell phones because of the cameras and phones. So
yes.
You can't go to the nudie foodie place and take a picture of your Extreme Milkshake.
No.
Which I think is a shame. You should be able to take that picture.
Wow. So no picture online.
They have pictures of the Extreme Milkshakes, but not of nudie foodie people eating the Extreme Milkshakes.
And it's called Fruity Nudie?
No, foodie.
Foodie.
Not fruity. Although there might be some fruity nudies. These are foodie nudies.
Has the technology advanced now where you can use the television as a security system and actually record things that are going on in that room? Do you provide that?
Well, you can put a camera, let's say in the living room if you wanted to, part of your whole house security, and that camera has an IP address, and a smart TV can accept an IP address, which means when you go to your inputs and you're switching inputs from cable or audio, video, or what, you switch it to that. And when you do, then you'll see on the screen yourself watching, let's say sitting on the couch watching TV. Now, as far as recording, I've never checked to see if the TV had a recording feature, but I know they have USB thumb drive features, so maybe there is a way to plug in like a 56 gig, thumb drive and record. I don't know.
There's a facial recognition technology that some TVs are now incorporating. If you go on YouTube and you look this up, you will see, and I don't know what to make of it, and I was showing Robin this the other day, some of the people on the scene at the shooting in Connecticut with the children.
Right.
Are the same people that were on the scene. What was the other one? Oh, gosh,
I can't.
So they're saying...
Two different crimes?
Two different terrorist attacks, same person talking to the camera. Not a reporter, but like a supposed witness. So the people are saying, either these things are being staged, which is hard to believe, or...
They're part of it.
The TV networks are simply saying... just get an actor. We don't need a real witness.
Oh, yes.
Just get an actor. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Yeah, good morning. Speaking about the milkshakes, the Sonic milkshakes are probably as close to the Extreme Milkshake as you'd find in this part of the world. I mean, they got everything in them.
Well, we'll have to look it up.
The Steak and Shake milkshakes are intriguing because they have that side-by-side shake where you can have two different flavors in the same glass, and on one side it's vanilla and one side it's chocolate.
Oh, wow. Well, my cholesterol is going to go through the roof.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
He doesn't want to admit that they're not extreme yet in Ocala. You got to look up. Just go to Google Extreme Milkshakes. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Jim, what's your phone number?
854-9795.
One of these days.
Yes, one of these days.
One of these days we'll get this, and soon.
Oh, very
maybe
soon.
Before Christmas.
Oh, I'm pushing. I am
Oh my
really
gosh.
pushing.
You are going to have everybody as a customer at
Matter of
that
fact,
day.
my engineer says you're pushing me. I said I know, but I need it. I want it now.
Yeah, a la carte, a la carte, a la carte. That's what we want. A la carte and a la mode, that we can have your,
that's good.
Your TV and your ice cream at once.
All at once.
Jim, George, thank you as always. We'll be right back.
The detention facility in Cuba, who should not be released. Right now, it's against federal law to try U.S. citizens before a military